Hi guys, and welcome to my February wrap-up video where I tell you about my favorite moments, my favorite things, some favorite TV shows, and of course my favorite song. This is actually a pretty lackluster month. I didn't really do too much, so there aren't a lot of favorite moments, but the ones I do have are actually pretty good. The first favorite moment obviously is going to be the Super Bowl. We all know I'm from the Philly area, and so just the fact that the Eagles were even in the Super Bowl was a huge, exciting thing. I have always been a fan of the Eagles. I wasn't really too into football growing up. Every time my dad would watch it, I would tend to fall asleep by the second quarter. But this year, I actually really got into football. I think it was mainly because whenever my dad and I are on the phone, we usually just have like small talk conversations, and that's kind of it. But I wanted me and my dad to actually have something to talk about that's not just like small talk things. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get into football this year. So I got into football so I could talk to my dad about football. And I've been watching every single Eagles game since the very first game. And honestly, what a year to finally get into football. But the Eagles, as you know, won the Super Bowl and it was super exciting. I was excited. The only upsetting thing is I did watch the Super Bowl by myself. I contacted so many people trying to watch the Super Bowl with other people, but nope, it ended up just being me, myself, and I. Honestly, when the Eagles won, I did cry. I will admit, I cried from happiness. I was just so excited. And obviously my favorite play is everyone's favorite play, but I remember watching that play and it was just so exciting. Oh, when Nick Foles made a freaking touchdown, that was truly exciting. And also one of my other favorite moments of the game too was when the Patriots player was trying to like jump over an Eagles player, to like jump over him and then continue running for the touchdown, but he didn't quite make it. It ended up being like crotch to the face and then falling over, and it was really funny. So super exciting watching the Eagles win the Super Bowl. And then of course an episode of This Is Us was after the Super Bowl, and of course it was the most depressing episode of This Is Us because it was the episode where you find out how the dad died, and it was just ugh. So there was a lot of emotions happening that night, but pretty much the Super Bowl was super exciting and loved it. Halftime show was not too great, but I don't really care about that. All I cared about was the Eagles winning. I just wish I could have been in Philly when the Eagles won, you know? Just like part of that huge crowd just walking around. Oh, I would have loved to have been a part of that. So my next favorite moment was dinner. There was one night I went to dinner for some ramen with two good friends of mine, Julissa and Naomi. They're friends of mine from when I was working at Barnes & Noble. And so it was really great seeing them again and hanging out with them again. It was really great just to catch up with them and eat some good food, honestly. The ramen was delicious. Another really exciting part about that night too was when we were at that restaurant, I ran into someone I hadn't seen in over 2 years. I want to say it was like close to 3 years since I've seen that person. So it was really exciting to just reconnect with someone that I hadn't seen in forever. My next favorite moment was the Museum of Failure. On Valentine's Day, I ended up spending that day with some coworkers and we went to the Museum of Failure. The Museum of Failure was actually a lot, I don't know, I wasn't sure what I was going to expect from the Museum of Failure, but it ended up being so fun. Not only just because of the people that I was with, but in general, like the museum itself was so fun, and seeing all the products that have failed throughout the years and why they failed and how they failed, and just like with every single item I was reading the like sign next to it. Usually at museums I don't read the signs next to them, I just like look at what's there and whatever. But I was actually reading every single sign next to every single product. And the things that they wrote in those signs too were so funny. They even had a section in the museum where you could write on a post-it your biggest failure in life and put it up on this wall where everyone else has written their failures. And some of those were really fun to read as well. But yeah, so that was really fun. It was also just really fun to hang out with them. And then of course after the museum we went and got ice cream and it was super fun. I always love hanging out with coworkers outside of work. It truly means that we're friends, right? We're friends. But my last favorite moment is game night. I ended up getting free tickets to go see an early screening of Game Night, and I took a friend of mine that I work with at both the patient job and Starbucks. So I was really excited again to hang out with coworkers outside of work, but also it was really fun to see this movie. Before the movie even began, they had like a Jenga setup, and you could just go up and start playing a game of Jenga. And Christina and I, the person I went with, we ended up getting so invested in this one game with this like little boy and this guy who was probably around like my age. And oh my god, it got so intense. We so wanted the little boy to win. We kept being like, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. And then when the other guy was trying to pull out a piece, we're like, fall, 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 crash to the ground. It was really fun to watch that before the movie even started. Now on to my favorite things. So I don't have a lot of favorite things, just like I don't have a lot of favorite moments. Like I said, this is a pretty bland month, but I do have two favorite things, and they're both fashion related. The first one, if you are a guy, you may want to not look, but it's these bras. I got these bras at Target because two of my other bras broke, like the wire came poking out, and it was just really uncomfortable and painful to wear. So I threw those out and I got some new bras at Target, but these bras, oh my god, for the price that I paid for them, the quality is actually pretty good and they fit perfectly. I mean, it's not like I got a different size bra or anything, but usually when I buy bras in this size, like, yeah, they fit, but they're okay, they're fine, like they're doable. But when I put on these bras, they were just the perfect fit. And also this material is just so freaking comfortable, and I love the design of this one too, with like the green and then the black and white trim, and then I love this with the gray and then the black trim. Like, it just looks very sleek. They don't have any padding, which is really great. It's rare to find bras without padding. So yeah, A+ to these bras. Definitely gonna go back to Target for some more bras if I can. And then my last favorite thing, I don't know if I'll be able to show it to you, but it's these pants. I'm not doing a very good job of showing them. I really wanted some high-waisted jeans because that's like the thing. And also I've been really into tucking my shirts into my pants, but it's a lot easier and it looks a lot better with high-waisted pants when you do that. So I finally got a pair of high-waisted jeans. So I got these black ones at Target. They were on sale, by the way, so that was a plus. And they're so comfortable. I love these so much. I've been wearing them constantly this month. I also like, I don't know if you can see in the camera, but I also like that they have like rips in the jeans. They have, so it's like very distressed and looks beat up, but also looks very stylish at the same time. I really, really like these jeans a lot. Now let's talk about some TV shows. I did watch a good amount of TV shows this month. Let's talk about two TV shows that I really want to talk about. The first one being Hunter Street Season 2. Season 2 finally started, and okay, I really wanted this to make it into my top 2017 TV shows for like the guilty pleasure section, but it unfortunately did not quite make the cut. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I don't like this show. I absolutely love this show. It is a children's Nickelodeon mystery show. It's so good though. I love it so much. It takes place in Amsterdam with these foster kids. They have their foster parents, but it's a really fun, outgoing family, and they truly do consider each one of them their brothers and sisters, and it's a really tight, close-knit family. Like, I love the family dynamic in this show. It's so good. Like, in the first season, there was the mystery of finding out about their family history. This season, there was still more of the family history and learning more about that, but it mainly followed the mystery behind who's trying to frame their dad, because their dad ends up getting taken to jail because he stole a very priceless puzzle box from the museum. But of course, his kids are like, he didn't do it, he's not the kind of person who would do that, blah blah blah. And so they follow all these clues and they follow the mystery to try to get their father out of this case and not go to trial and get the person who really is at fault. Why am I having such difficulty with words? You get what I'm trying to say though, hopefully. So it was so fun. I absolutely love this show so much. I highly recommend watching this if you're in the mood for a very lighthearted, fun show to get into. The only thing is I felt like Annika this season got way more annoying, and there was like no Max in this season. Max was in like 1 or 2 episodes, and then bye-bye Max for a couple episodes, and then he comes back for like 1 or 2 more, and then bye-bye again Max, and I'm like, no. Max was like the main character last season. You can't just take away the main character. I really like the introduction of a lot of new characters, like Jake, Evie, Jenny. I really liked a lot of the new characters that were added this season. But I just really wish they could have kept Max in the show. But I still freaking love this show, and I'm so happy it came back for a 2nd season. I really hope there's going to be a 3rd season, but I know I'll probably have to wait a whole nother year for it. And then the last TV show I really want to talk about is RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars. Season 3 is happening right now, and of course I'm loving it. I'm so happy I finally got into RuPaul and I'm finally watching this show because it is so phenomenal. Obviously, I love Ben de la Creme. I don't know who doesn't like Ben de la Creme, but I think Ben de la Creme is probably my favorite out of all of them. I'm really liking Shangela. I do not like Kennedy. I'm not liking Kennedy. I also really don't like Milk. I felt Milk was definitely like the hottest of all the guys. Not a fan of his drag. And also, can we just talk about when he's crying because he's safe? He is literally crying his eyes out because he's safe. Sorry, Milk. That's a bit too dramatic. There's tons of drama this season, as always, and I'm here for it. If you're not watching a RuPaul show, you need to, because they're so good. And I think once All Stars is done, they're gonna immediately start with RuPaul's Drag Race Season 10. So that's exciting. I'm gonna constantly get so much RuPaul, and it's gonna be great. I can't wait. So, time for my favorite song of the month, and we are going to bring it back to the Super Bowl with the Eagles winning, and it's The Champion by Carrie Underwood featuring Ludacris, the song that was written for the Super Bowl. I listened to this song nonstop on repeat. I freaking love this song so much, and every time I hear it, I just think about the Eagles winning the Super Bowl and I start to tear up a little bit, and it's just so good. And I even really love the rap part of the song. I mean, Carrie Underwood is great. I mean, she can do no wrong. It's just a very powerful song that's really great for underdogs, so A+ to this song. Really love it. And honestly, that is the end of this video. Like I said, this was not a very eventful month. Hopefully March is going to be an eventful month. But if you want more from the month of February, I do have my wrap up for books and movies. So go check out the books that I read and the movies that I watched this month, because there was a lot of that going on. And I will see you guys later with another video.